leaders on every side condemning the type of speech that just goes too far, that suggests that one group of people aren't American or don't deserve to be here, or incites violence in different ways. I'd like to see us speak out against all of that.
In accordance with the White House, the governor's directed flags at all state office buildings to be lowered to half staff until Sunday.
Today marks 24 years since the 9/11 attacks. Each anniversary, there are solemn ceremonies to honor the 2,977 victims. In New York, there were moments of silence to mark when American Airlines Flight 11 and United Flight 175 crashed into the World Trade Center, and when both towers collapsed. Families spent more than 4 hours reading the names of each person who died at Ground Zero. President Trump and the First Lady paid tribute to the victims at the Pentagon. A ceremony was held in a courtyard for the 184 people who died when American Airlines Flight 77 crashed into the headquarters for the U.S. military.
In America, we take blows, but we never buckle. We bleed, but we do not bow. And we defy the fear, endure the flames, and emerge from the crucible of every hardship stronger, prouder, and greater than ever before.
Right now, President Trump is heading to New York for a baseball game. The Yankees will be holding a pregame ceremony to recognize the victims and heroes of 9/11. Pennsylvania's governor took part in the remembrance ceremony near Shanksville. He laid a wreath at the spot where Flight 93 at the National Memorial there, the hijacked plane went down in a field after crew members and passengers tried to storm the cockpit. For their families, this annual gathering offers some comfort.
I have my sadness and my grief and my sorrow and my missing, and I also have the joy and the happiness, you know, of the people that I've met all these 24 years that meet here.
This year's commemoration included a virtual program with resources for teachers and to educate their students about 9/11.
Communities in Kentucky and Indiana are also marking the anniversary of the September 11th attacks. Jennifer Bayless is here with some of those local tributes. Jennifer?
Well, Vicki, here in Louisville, the fire department paid tribute to the first responders lost on 9/11. Mayor Craig Greenberg joined firefighters this morning for a ceremony at headquarters in downtown. They highlighted the selflessness of those first responders who rushed in to save lives at the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. The mayor and fire chief urged Americans to remember how our country responded to that horrific day.
We should also never forget what happened right after 9/11. We came together as a country, unified in ways that I'm not sure we've been unified since. Let's remember the way that we came together as a country. And let's come together once again. Let us come together. Let us unite and find common solutions.
We've got to remember the actions that we all took as a people, acts of kindness and love, acts of kindness, acts of service to others. That's what we do every day. You remember them, you honor them by choosing kindness over anger, choosing compassion over hate, and choosing love every chance that you get.
And September 11th was the deadliest day in the history of fire service. And first responders also gathered at Remembrance Plaza in Jeffersontown this morning to honor the bravery and sacrifice from that day. Firefighters shared their memories and how those tragic events from 24 years ago shaped their lives.
Firefighters, police officers, EMTs, and paramedics never asked any questions that morning. They just acted, responded, and walked towards danger for complete strangers. That's what they do, my dad told me. They show up so others don't have to.
And a wreath was laid at the base of the glass towers representing the World Trade Center. JCPS students weren't even alive when 9/11 happened, but dozens of kids at Butler High School showed up hours before the start of classes this morning to pay tribute to the victims. We were there as they laid out nearly 3,000 American flags. Each one represents a life lost during the terror attacks.
The best way that we can keep the memory and the legacy of 9/11 for those that lost their lives that day is to be able to continue doing things like this that hopefully kids will be able to remember.
I feel like everyone kind of just knows where they were when it happened type of thing. And at least for us, we don't really have that, relatability in that way. We just don't know. But, hearing stories and those stories kind of pass on to us so that we are able to tell those. And, like this is a story that we'll be able to tell to remember 9/11.
And this is the 5th year that students at Butler have held this ceremony. Vicki and Rick?
Thanks, Jennifer. Volunteers came together at Cave Hill Cemetery this morning to honor fallen military members by giving back.
Joyce O'Geary shows us how they help preserve the sacred grounds.
Volunteers work throughout Cave Hill National Cemetery to show their respect for those who gave their lives in service to our country.
You just look at all the people that are out here, each with a story. More than just a headstone.
One volunteer told me she wanted to do her part to make sure the headstones at Cave Hill National Cemetery are cleaned and cared for, so the fallen heroes buried here are never forgotten.
It's important that we do something to honor and respect them.
This effort was part of the nonprofit Carry the Load's National Day of Service and Remembrance. This is one of many events happening at cemeteries across the country. The nonprofit Carry the Load was founded by 2 Navy SEAL veterans and works to connect Americans to the sacrifices made by military service members and first responders. It's a mission these volunteers take care to carry out with diligent attention to every detail, realigning headstones to ensure every headstone is honored with equal respect. In Louisville, Joyce O'Geary, WLKY News.
Now, for more information on how to volunteer or to leave a tribute for a fallen hero, visit our website, WLKY.com.
Fans are enjoying the music and more space on this first night of Bourbon and Beyond. Look at the crowd out there right now. We'll take you live to the fairgrounds coming up next on the news at 6.
And it's been a beautiful day so far for the first day of Bourbon and Beyond, with plenty of sunshine along with some summer-like temperatures as we got into the mid-80s this afternoon. Just a few clouds out there right now, but it looks like those warm temperatures are going to be sticking around with more summer-like conditions as we head into much of next week, with those highs possibly in the 90s. We'll talk more about that coming up in your 7-day forecast.
right now. This is WLKY News at 6.
It's been 15 years since Central and Shawnee High Schools played each other on the football field, but the storied rivalry will be renewed tomorrow night. Coaches say the game is about more than just bragging rights. It's about bringing the community together, and fans are all for it.
Shawnee and Central playing, that's good. Because Central is way down on 15 or 12, and Shawnee right here, so everybody probably be out there.
I'm feeling very excited, and I just want you to know we're ready for y'all. 11:30, the best in the West.
Should be a great game. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock tomorrow night at Shawnee's new football stadium. Kent will have highlights on High School Playbook.
Bourbon and Beyond kicked off today, and there are a lot of changes at the 4-day music festival.
WLKY News Chopper is live over the fairgrounds, and Addie Miners is on the ground with thousands of other people out there. Addie, what do festival goers think about these changes?
Vicki, they were a pretty big fan of the changes, and it wasn't a ton of changes, just a little bit more space. For your reference, we just moved from one parking lot to another here at the fairgrounds. Behind my lovely photographer John here, that's where Freedom Hall is, for your reference. So if you take a look kind of at this space here, you can see it is just huge. It's a lot more room. It's more than double the square footage of the festival, which is good, organizers tell me, because they're expecting more than 200,000 people to attend. And those festival goers are from all over. We talked to people today from Alaska, North Carolina, New Jersey, Colorado, and from right here in Kentucky too. They said the biggest draw for them was the lineup, but what they were most impressed by were all the other things that you can do at this year's festival.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. And there's just a ton of stuff we've already walked around, and I feel like we haven't seen even half of it.
We went to the merchandise store. That was awesome. Huge, lots of selections. And we're excited to maybe go over to the park sometime.
It's the best lineup of any festival I've ever been to every year, and this year's no different.
As you can see from WLKY News Chopper, it is massive this year, and today is just the first of 4 days. Now, tonight's big performances are Cage the Elephant, who's just now on behind me, Alabama Shakes, Benson Boone, and then tonight's headliner is the Lumineers. So there is lots more fun to be had out here at Bourbon and Beyond over the next 4 days. And guys, I'll tell you what, the number one thing that people were telling me earlier today, festival goers, is to wear comfy shoes. And I took that tip. They didn't even have to tell me. I came out here, I wore my comfy shoes. You're gonna be doing a lot of walking if you're coming out to Bourbon and Beyond.
It looks like a lot of fun. At least those aren't mud boots out there, right?
Exactly.
The weather is picture perfect for this tonight.
Eric Zernick joins us now. Eric, Vicki and I've been trying to count that crowd. I don't know, tens of thousands of folks out there for the music festival.
We ran out of fingers.
Yeah.
It is sure a huge crowd. I think we could possibly get up to 50,000 out there later on tonight for the Lumineer show. Just look at how they're packing in on those front 2 big stages there. You can barely see any grass showing up. That's how many people are out there enjoying the beautiful weather for this first night of Bourbon and Beyond. Very comfortable, a little bit on the warm side, but that humidity is still very pleasant. We got temperatures in the mid-80s. So if you are going to be heading out, here's what you can expect. Those temperatures will remain in the 80s while that sun is still up for another couple hours. But once the sun goes down, we should slowly start to see those temperatures slip into the mid to upper 70s. Should be just a wonderful evening for the first day of Bourbon and Beyond. And we still got 3 more days to go, and the weather's going to be just as nice, maybe just getting a little bit warmer each and every day. So we'll be 87 degrees for a high tomorrow, pushing 89 for Saturday. And then by Sunday, look at this, we could be up to 93 degrees. So make sure you're wearing not only those comfortable shoes, but also some comfortable clothes that you can breathe in, and make sure you drink that water to stay hydrated, and try and find the shade when you can to cool off a little bit while you're going to be out there. So why is it getting so warm once again after some cooler weather that we've had the past couple of days? Well, what's been bringing the cooler conditions is that dip in the jet stream. Well, unfortunately, that's retreating back off to the north, and this high pressure building in from the south and west. This is what's going to help to build in those hotter temperatures over the coming days, and you can see by this weekend that high just off to our west, really allowing those warm temperatures to move in. And then as we get into much of next week, that high doesn't really go anywhere, and that just allows that heat to build, with those highs likely going to be staying in the 90s for several days. So while this high pressure remains in controls in the upper levels, it keeps those cooler temperatures well back up into Canada, allowing us to have this late summer warm up. Not only is it giving us those warm temperatures, it's also giving us sunny and dry conditions. No rain expected over the next 5 days, and really even beyond that, 7 to 10 days, we're looking at relatively dry conditions. Unfortunately, that means some bad news for your grass, because things are getting rather dry out there. The latest drought monitor was updated this morning. Still abnormally dry conditions for much of Jefferson County and across southern Indiana. But to the south, you go closer to the parkways, they're now into a moderate drought. So yes, things looking quite dry. I know the farmers don't like to see that as we're getting closer to that harvesting season here over the coming days. Currently, we got temperatures 85 degrees here in downtown Louisville. We're 82 in Shelbyville. Everyone in those low to mid 80s. So that sunshine keeping those temperatures in the 80s for now. But as we clear things out tonight, it will slowly start to cool off. We'll go from those 80s down into the 70s and eventually see temperatures dip into the 60s by the time we wake up tomorrow morning. So another comfortable start. Could even have some upper 50s for our outlying communities, but with lots of sunshine again tomorrow. We're up to 81 degrees already by lunchtime and should see those temperatures climb to about 87 for that afternoon high, with just a few high clouds working in. And as mentioned, those temperatures just continue to climb. 89 for your Saturday. The first chance for some 90s gets here on Sunday with a high of 93. And those 90s are going to be sticking around, as you can see, low 90s each and every day heading into much of next week with those dry conditions. But really couldn't ask for a better forecast for Bourbon and beyond the next few days. And the crowd's definitely showing up to enjoy the nice weather tonight.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is a great crowd out there. They've got to be really pleased with that.
Yeah, and just make sure you drink that water to stay hydrated.
I don't think anybody is here. Anybody watching us at home, they're all out there.